We're on our way to Buckmore Park for a round of the Junior Pro Club Series. Also this weekend, we're heading to Whilton Mill for round 1 of GXUK and Access Karting. Buckmore went quite well. I got P4 in the final. Morgan was a bit further down the order, but then I got hit with a penalty for loading someone into turn 1. Here's us arriving at Whilton Mill on the Friday. We'd never been to Whilton Mill before this, so the Saturday practice day was going to be very useful and important as we had a lot to learn about the track and how our karts would go around it. Speaking of the practice day, here's one of the sessions. Not the whole thing, just one lap. And that one lap is going to be compared with one of my fastest laps from race day, which was the track record until I went and beat it in the final. Enjoy. We'd like to take the opportunity of showing this hot lap and cold lap to thank our sponsors, Rad Fire Sprinklers. We genuinely wouldn't be able to race, at least in GXUK, without them, so we're so grateful that they're on board with us. Rad Fire Sprinklers, their logo will be in the top right of the rest of the races after this side-by-side comparison, and please go and check them out after you watch this video, as it would really help us and our main sponsors. Thank you. Anyway, if we continue looking at the hot lap here, the pace difference is just massive between the two, mostly because we use slick tyres in all conditions in this series to help keep the costs down. As we're coming into the boot on the hot lap, you can see on the wet lap we're just barely coming into the OCS corner. So you can also see that on the wet lap, when I go around the corners, I'm leaning quite aggressively to help the chassis flex and get the inside rear wheel to jack up. This is because there just isn't enough grip to let the kart chassis flex by itself, so you have to help it do that. We're coming into the final chicane here. There's a bit of traffic ahead. Going to aim for the curb. There was a tyre barrier on it for the practice day, so we weren't able to use much of it. That was removed for race day, and it's going to be across the line. And now that we're done with the practice day, it's time for race day. So here we are, rolling up to the first heat. We're on board with me, Riley, in my kart, so 69. We're just going to steal the most exciting camera footage from each race. But before we get to the start, we'd like to thank our other sponsor, Harrison Multimedia. They've done the logo design, suit embroidery and trailer stickers, and as you can see, all 3 of these look amazing, especially the logos in my opinion. The trailer here, as you can see, has a very nice sticker on it now. We'd like to really thank them, and make sure to get in touch with them if you want to get your own suits, logos or trailers designed or printed or embroidered. Anyway, into the racing. So I get a cutback on most of the field here, and we're going to push for number 9. There we go. Push number 9 down the straight here. To go through that, and we're going to slot back in behind them. So I can already tell I've got quite a bit of pace on the 2 karts in front of us, the number 9 and the number 10. So I'm looking to make a move as quickly as I can and as efficiently as I can. So there might be an opportunity coming out of there, but I'm just going to push for number 9 there and hope for a better exit, but no, because they get sideways and I end up going into the back of them a bit. Here for some reason I choose to back the wrong lane. I know what I was doing, that was pretty stupid. I could have gotten from number 10, but oh well, we do it just as easily anyway. And it's cut back on the end of turn 1, but you're not going to see it because then the video will be too long. So then I pull an identical move here on the number 9, so you can just get an idea of what it was like. As you can see, Nyong past him. That was number 8, 9 and 10 there. And we're going to push for 8, oh, and there's 7, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, into Christmas. But then they get pushed out a little bit wider, and then my nose can't get stuck and I can't turn my wheel, so I tap them again, but it's all okay until we get into the hairpin where so I got pushed off onto the grass. That wasn't very good. And now to make things even worse, there's loads of grass on my tyres, so even more cars get past, although not for very long. So that was really annoying, and I was already up into podium positions when that happened. But now I just have to focus on climbing back up to the podium positions in this race. Oops. Cut back onto number 31, but I'm not able to go for the move into Ashby, so they defend it on the exit. Once again I get a better exit, but now I'm stuck on the outside for the next 2 corners, so nothing's going to be able to happen here, but I can maybe get an exit, and it looks like I will, so I go up there inside, Wonder Power nice and early, and it looks like the move stuck there, so that was a good move, and we're going to solidify it by braking late into the boot. And staying to the right here to maximise our curb usage, to maximise our exit. Now I'm going to spend the rest of this race reeling in those 2 karts in front, one of them being Morgan Potts, my brother. So Morgan's in 2nd position at the moment, to number 8's in 3rd and Arm in 4th. So we're 1-2 in the novice category at the moment, the novice category meaning that we have to start pretty much dead last for every single one of our heats. I think the highest you can start is like 15th and the lowest is 32nd. So it's really good that we'll both be able to be at the very, very front of the field despite this big disadvantage. And just coming through the final few corners now, you can see I'm gaining on the number 8 car quite a bit here. Unfortunately, either my camera cuts out before I overtake them or the race finishes. I'm not sure. Actually, I think this might be the final lap. I'm not sure. So coming through the chicane for maybe the final time, and we're going to try and get an exit on them, but it's just not going to work. You can see me bouncing in the seat there to try and get some extra speed, but the exit speed wasn't good enough.
And here we are on to my race.
2nd heat.
My race. I claim it in the name of me.
Yes. I apologise sincerely for the drop in quality of the footage. It's a bit jumpier, and for driving, as you're about to find out.
No. Anyway, up the inside, can I make it work? We will see. Using the curb like a pro. We are holding it on the inside and braking late, trying to get the move. I think we did it. Into this corner. We are gaining on the pack ahead. And into this corner we hit them.
Crash into them.
We hit them after skating over the curb in a terrible racing accident. Sadly, my wheel was stuck in their bumper, so when I got hit from behind it really bent my track rod, which meant I had to DNF from this race, which was a very much shame.
Also, your entire rear bumper was on the floor and bouncing up and down.
Oh yeah.
And your bumper brackets were bent. You remember me sprinting to the kart store to try and buy some kart parts as Dad was just smashing bumper mounts with a hammer to try and get them unbent, and then somehow I managed to get you out for the 30?
Yeah, that was a miracle.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Morgan.
You're
Anyway, my 2nd heat, it lasted quite a bit longer, so we might as well show it. Anyway, the stars of this heat are obviously myself, and then, as you can see, 23 and the 99 karts ahead, both my main contenders for top novice, especially after Morgan's DNF in this race, but I don't know about that yet. But anyway, they both find a gap under 34 Tyrrell's car. Unfortunately, I'm not able to, but then into the hairpin I do it anyway, so no real time lost. I know that they're my 2 main competitors at the moment, so I want to stay as close behind them as possible, and then hopefully stay in front of them. I go up the inside of the 31 car into the same corner, nice and easy move, and then we're behind the number 7 Lando Norris car here. There's actually a tiny car right over. We're going to go into the boot section. Everyone's getting a bit checked up already. You can see there's quite a queue forming. We're going to smash the curb and try and get a better exit, but I just tap them so then they get a bit more extra speed. I'm not able to make them move. And going into turn 1, they take a slightly tighter line, which causes them to run wider, and that causes them to run wider again. So I'm able to get the cut back.
Using the curb.
Yeah, did not hit them. and then I'm able to solidify the move by braking late into the Christmas corner and still getting a good enough exit. Then you can see here the number 10 really opens the gap for me there. I have to really thank the Moses effect from Super GT videos for that one, you know. You can only deploy it once or twice a day, as the famous man says himself. Anyway, into this corner behind the 23 and the 99. So we're going to push Leo there, let him know that we're going to work together with him. So he's going to have to trust in me to take normal racing lines and try and overtake the 99 in front for himself, so we can both move forwards. Now I got hit there in the chicane, so I lose on the exit. However, turn 1 and turn 2 was really strong for me, as I was able to take a slightly later apex, or in this case no apex at all, and somehow still get a better exit there with the slipstream pulling out on the 23, and we're able to pull right up to the back of the 99 there. We're able to go through on the 23, but then the 99 hits their 78, and then Leo gets past her in the 23 car. But as you can see, the number 11 there is defending. He hasn't realised that there's no one behind him yet, so we're already gaining on him quite a lot here. I'm still behind Leo. So at this point I'm trying to work with Leo, push him to the back of the number 11, see if he's got the aggression to make a move for himself, or maybe in the meantime I'm just going to overtake Leo, you know, not work with him. I really should have worked with him there, but I guess I just had the pace at the time. Oh, he's still there. And then we use the curb, don't use that curb, get the exit, and then hopefully get pushed along by Leo, returning the favour that I didn't give him. Turn 1, turn 2. We're gaining on number 11, presumably through slipstream and Leo pushing me along. Then Christmas corner, this little thing. Then Inkerman's here, and then we're braking into Ashby hairpin here with loads of runners, so I can take a lot more speed. Now there's yellow flags through the next sector, so there's no overtaking there and we have to back off a little bit. You're just waiting for the yellow flags to pass. Here there's a car stopped on the right of the barrier, so that's the course of that, and now we're into the green again, so we're on the power. And we're going to push 23, it's a black flag for someone, and we're going to take our famous late apex, and we're going to push him past the number 11 carts into Christmas, and then through this section we're still right behind him, but he takes a slightly narrower line, so I'm able to pull out and get the exit going on him into the Ashby hairpin. I was always quite good on the brakes through there, I felt, so I was able to make a good move and still get the exit. Now we're coming up to some lapped traffic here, so this is always going to be interesting. So as you can see, there's a group of carts way off in the distance. However, being as in the first race, it was the final lap where I didn't catch up to them. In this race, it's going to be my camera cutting out, which doesn't show me catching up to them. So we're just going to go into Morgan's third heat here.
Here we are rolling up. The start looks a bit messy, but through the first corner and into the second corner, I'm on the outside for once. Looking for an outside move. Will it happen? No, probably not. Probably not.
Oh, he's looking for the outside move again.
I have the inside. I've been overtaken.
And he's looking for the outside move again.
I've got nowhere to go.
Have you noticed that none of these are stuck?
Yes.
A slightly better hairpin this time than last time. Okay.
But round that corner and through this corner,
looking for the outside move once again.
Well, I had a better exit. It was set up for me,
and it didn't work again. This guy needs to learn from his mistakes.
Maybe next time.
Speaking of mistakes, there he goes, letting the 99 past.
I will make that all back up, hopefully. We'll see.
They come through turn 1 and turn 2. Running slightly wide there. He's going to use the slipstream to push for 99. Yes, he is. Bonk. Not too hard.
Maybe. Anyway, round we go.
Oh, 99 dropping off there. And
And
Morgan
round
goes
the
for the outside. He's
outside.
incredible.
Will it work?
Ah, no, it doesn't. Honestly, if those two
Almost,
carts hadn't been
almost.
there, you might have got him on the exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of going around the outside, there he goes. Very nice move. Morgan's going to try and emulate such skill for the 7th time of this race. It doesn't happen again.
Well, here we go. Looks like another outside move. Oh. I did it. At last. Oh.
Will it be a cutback?
No.
No, unless we get them into turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, the slipstream is a powerful effect, but...
Especially in these low-powered carts. Oh, and you just push them. Dookie.
Well, into turn 1. Wait, no.
That's
Into
turn-
Christmas.
Yes,
Out of
that's
Christmas.
Turn 3. Oh, you get overtaken by the 62.
This race is not going very well.
It's the best race he's ever driven in his entire life. Don't listen to him.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
As you can see, there's quite a queue building up again here behind
I-
7 cars, I think it is.
I think I've been overtaken again.
Oh, no, that's just a 62 again. Whoa, interesting racing lines. Trying the outside move, finally getting it to work. I think he overtook about 2 cars there. Naughty boy. Hand for position back.
No.
Well.
Anyway,
It's going to be a cutback on for 46, hopefully. Couple of laps later here, we come into the boot. Interesting lines. Not using nearly enough curb. Where are you going? Ooh, dear. That was a bit messy there. Ah, dear. And you know what the opposite of messy is? Clean. And you know what was clean? That overtake. Incredible scenes. I'd just like to say I'm just so thankful that I was able to pull that off around the outside first try, you know. My name isn't Morgan Potts, so I was able to, make an overtake around the outside. I'm very thankful.
here we go. Round the boot into
I
the
get
chicane.
stuck behind the 10, so I'm not going to get a great exit here. However, Morgan's good boy, he does push me along, like the little bean he is. Anyway, coming through turn 2, is it going to be a cutback move on for number 10? I hope so. Oh yes. Oh, whoa.
And I am hoping to follow you through, which I do. What a beautiful move. I think.
Possible.
Yep. Using some curb, turning in gaining on entry. It's beautiful. Let's run out
Losing on the exit.
a tad.
Losing on the entry, losing mid-corner, losing on the exit, losing on the exit, losing on the entry, losing mid-corner, and losing on the exit. Incredible scenes.
However,
Slipstream, that's the only reason why he's staying with me. See, what are these guys racing lines? Where's he go?
That's very nice.
And just look at this final chicane, I beautifully use that curve and that curve, and where's this guy going?
Not to the.
He's going to the cafe!
I'm not going to the cafe.
That's where your
And-
racing lines are taking you.
I'm going to Christmas. And here we go down the straight, using the slipstream to my advantage. I think I just lifted off for some reason.
While you were worried about over-revving your engine.
Oh yeah.
Like the good little munchkin. Oh, yeah, okay, there goes the 23 car off into air.
Yep.
Had a small collision there. I think his car was so bent for the final, it was more like a tricycle. Motorised tricycle. Do motorised tricycles exist?
No one knows. Well, someone does, but
I bet they do.
yeah, probably.
Anyway, that would be the final lap then. As you can see, I've pulled up such a large gap with my incredible talent and skill and insane driving. And we go across the line. That was my worst finish of today. P7 for me and Morgan P8. We're coming into El Scrutinero Bale.
And Riley entering with too much speed. Oh no, he's had a big one.
I'm not Morgan.
No.
And for the final, I was starting P2 on my novice plates, which I'm very proud of, but my camera didn't work. And Morgan starting P9 on his novice plates with the DNF, which he should also be very proud of.
Yep.
Anyway, for me, I get straight up into P1 at turn 1. I'm going to give you a quick race overview from me. Essentially, I got into the lead, but then I got sent by 99, and then another car tried to follow him through, but then they took too much speed in, podded me off, and then that gave 99 a massive lead. And then on the same lap, I was involved in an incident, which I then got a 5-place penalty for, which was unfortunate for all people involved. But then I managed to reel in for 99 again after having like a 5-second deficit on him. And then I obviously finished second, but then I actually finished 7th because of the penalty, which is a real shame. Otherwise I would have gotten top novice, apart from 1991. And so many trophies. So many trophies. Anyway, so final, here we go for Morgan.
Down the straight.
Behind the number 5 cart here. But slightly missed the apex, a small mistake on the exit 2. Morgan should be gaining.
Yeah.
But he isn't because he's too much of a sloth.
I'm saving my engine, unlike you.
My engine is fine. It applauds the work that I'm doing for all Tony Kart kind and just winning races.
You are abandoning the Tony Kart team, just like me. We're getting a new livery at some point, probably.
Yes, well, I actually got a new livery and we're not going to show it to you yet. That'll be an interesting little surprise for you for when you do come back for the next race, and the next race video, and for one after that, and for one after that, and for one after that. So, you know, keep watching, guys, you know. You better watch.
Someone sounds desperate.
I'm not trusting.
Someone sounds dangerous.
Anyway, Morgan's kind of been capped by the number 5 there under cold tyres. He's made a couple of mistakes and through goes for 78 cart. At the moment, 78 is now the top novice. So this is the lead battle in the novice category. Apart from me and Jack in P1 and P2 at the moment still.
Yep.
Me still P1. That probably changes next lap though.
Yeah, probably. You didn't really seem to have all that good a race in your opinion.
Well, I really didn't. I could have won it by so much if I hadn't been sent. Speaking of being sent, I sense a move coming here from the 78. Or maybe I don't. Maybe my spidey senses need recalibration. Okay then. The point is, Morgan's now right on their tail, and hopefully we'll be making a move very shortly. I'm getting slightly tired of watching the back of his car, as I'm sure you are too. So finally he does go for the move, up the inside, uses lots of curb, and through here, easy peasy, braking into Ashby, solidifies the move, even though slightly sideways there. Ducking your head either to tell the car behind to work together or because you genuinely think it's going to be worth it on that little straight. Ooh. And then through this corner, and then you come out of this corner, and then you go into that corner,
into the boot looking corner,
out of that corner, and then into this corner, into
the
these
chicane.
corners.
All the curb.
Not enough.
Nuh-uh.
Really. And that's the end of the final, our very first dry weekend in GX UK. Yeah, overall it went pretty well, considering we're on novice plates and all that. I'd really have liked it if I had been able to win or keep my second place, but it is what it is. Morgan ended up coming away with the top novice trophy in the end. because of my penalty and Jack not being able to have it because he won. As you can see here, I've got a lap record. And then Landau is going to be round 2 of the championship, and you can tell by this amazing graphic it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be live streamed, or was live streamed, so you can go and rewatch the live stream, and there'll probably be lots of live stream footage in our next video, which will be coming out a bit soon, I promise. Anyway, enjoy some photos of the weekend from our camera person perspective. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.